Fight Club Diagnosis by Jasmine Dubovic. The setting of Fight Club focuses on in the city where there's a hostile environment and people are very self-absorbed. You see a hierarchical system developing where there's a top of society and there's a bottom of society, and everyone's trying to fight towards the top. And by building this, you're also building this toxic masculinity. Now for a description of our main character. He's never given an actual name, however his alternate identity is Tyler Durden. He works an office job, very typical. He lives in an apartment where everything's precise, which eventually gets destroyed through an explosion. And the main character is severely depressed. He feels like he can't connect with people, and he relies for his emotional fix through random support groups that he finds. The diagnosis is dissociative identity disorder, and this is caused when there's previous life events such as abuse and trauma and PTSD, where the individuals eventually adopt this distinct identity to help them cope with the horribleness of life. In Fight Club, the narrator went to go see a therapist, and when he went, the therapist wrote him off as having insomnia and that he should go exercise and busy himself to feel more tired. The depression the narrator is feeling was overlooked because of the stigma that men aren't able to actually feel true, raw emotion. And even outside the world of film, people are being denied diagnosis because doctors are skeptical that this is even a true disorder. And add the idea of masculinity, and the symptoms of dissociative disorder aren't even treated. It's all due to this stigma that it's just an act. People aren't actually feeling these true separate identities that are interfering with their daily lives. The symptoms from the narrator include the creation of a socially favorable identity or an altered state of consciousness. And this is where the brain starts having differing levels of awareness that are impeded upon by other forms of thought. In this case, it's when the narrator creates this image of Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden exemplifies everything the narrator lacks and what society wants. For example, Tyler's masculine, he has confidence, he has leadership, he is charismatic, all of the above. Another symptom is the narrator's self-destructive behavior, and self-destructive behavior is where one individual is acting in ways that are specifically harmful towards oneself. And the narrator is showing up to his office job with bruises and blood all over his unwashed, untucked dress shirts. And he has no respect for his boss, no respect for anyone. He doesn't care about his appearance, he doesn't care how he's treating people. And instead of trying to help himself, he's creating this fight club to get out all his aggression and all his built up emotion. Another symptom that is common in dissociative identity disorder is substance abuse. This isn't shown as prevalently through the narrator, but those with this disorder commonly resort to drugs and alcohol to help them escape from their reality. The best treatment is cognitive behavioral therapy, and CBT is used to change maladaptive thinking patterns and feelings and behaviors. This is appropriate for this disorder because while it does not cure the disorder, it does help make the symptoms more bearable, like depression. A major ethical concern for this treatment is making sure that the doctors and physicians advise their clients purely based on their knowledge, regardless of any type of bias. Gender bias is a major factor that prevents individuals from getting this care, and this is also seen in the film. Overall, Fight Club didn't very accurately portray the development of dissociative identity disorder because it focused on its development through modern societal stress and anxiety, when in reality, this disorder is developed usually through abuse and trauma and PTSD and those types of emotional burdens. However, by introducing these disorders through film, people get to understand that there are people who need help and there's a lot of underrepresentation in this world. And of course, nothing about these representations are perfect, but it actually spreads awareness.